Well, it's my pleasure to welcome back to the podcast is the WBO welterweight world champion, Brian Norman. Brian, thank you for doing this. We spoke before your first title defense. Now you're getting ready to make your second title defense. A little bit of a different situation. You're headed to Tokyo, Japan to make this defense against Jin Sasaki. It'll take place on June 19th. It'll be the main event on ESPN+. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for doing this, Brian.
I appreciate you, Dan, the man. So I actually don't have a problem at all going to Japan. I heard you just mention that, so I feel like no matter what, when we step into that ring, I'm back at home again.
Well, we'll get to that in just a quick second. Before we get to this title defense you have coming up, I wanted to go back to the last title defense, which took place in March in Las Vegas. That was your first defense. It was a really outstanding performance. You scored a third round knockout against Derek Cuevas. And I just wonder if you could give me your sort of review of that fight, because it looked to me anyway, watching it on the screen, that you didn't have any problems, that you just basically, took maybe a round to get used to the guy and then just walked through him. What was your take on how you performed that night?
I mean, you pretty much right. Pretty much like right there with it. And of course, it was still just a little bit of ring rust or whatever. But I felt right back at home. Second round came out, like you just said, just started pushing the pace. And shoot, I made him quit. That boy got hit with a brick in the face, and he said, "No, I ain't trying to do that again."
Now, we know when you came into that fight, part of the reason it took a while for you to get back into the ring because of you were dealing with your own issues in terms of your hand injury and the surgery and everything like that. How did that hold up? Is everything good with the hand?
I mean, I knocked him out with that same hand, so you tell me.
I guess that's true. That's a very good point. What I'm very interested in to talk about a little bit is that you did have that unfortunate layoff because of the injury. But now here you go. You take care of your man, in that first defense against Cuevas. Now you're back in the ring just a little less than 3 months later. And I think one of the big things in boxing today is sometimes our top fighters, the activity level is just not there. But you as a young champion, you're getting right back in there 3 months later. I wonder from your perspective, how important is the activity for you and your career? And frankly, from your opinion about activity for pro fighters in the first place, regardless of champion or not champion?
I feel like activity is very, very important. Like you just said earlier, there's been a whole lot of fighters that just fight once, maybe twice on a good year. Once or twice is just a year, and then you see they get rusty. This down the third, something always happens. So I feel like, shoot, the more you're up in that thing, the better. And go for yourself with the boxing world, the boxing life, and then watch how magic happen. You have no choice but to stay on point. You have no choice but to keep getting better. A lot of fighters keep going up and down, up and down, up and down, right there where you at.
I have to
Wow.
think if you're staying that active, also, not only you're going to get sharp, but you're gonna be mentally focused on what you have going on. You're going to be close to your fighting weight. Is that also a big part of this situation?
Literally doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Just train, head down, take care of yourself, eat right, go to sleep on time, back in to drop another mixtape, which is a fight. Boom, you drop another one. The streets love it. Go back home. Get back in the lab, work again, come back out there, drop another one. The streets love it. That's literally all it is. Just keep dropping, just keep dropping.
So now you mentioned, and I mentioned that this fight you're going to be going to Japan to do this fight. You're not only going overseas, you're going to Sasaki's hometown, to Tokyo. So it's not even like a neutral place overseas, but it's going to be in the lion's den, as they say. I was wondering what went into the decision from yourself and your team, your father and your management, to take the fight to go 7,000 miles across the world to do this fight in his hometown. What was the discussion about when it came to that?
I love going to enemy territory, enemy hometown, country, and having everything for them. So you not have no excuse for literally anything. We right here, your backyard, your fans, your this and your that. So it's just like, let me still show that while you are your best self, I'm still better than you.
Have you done much international travel to have an idea of what you're in store for?
No, not at all. But of course, in today's age, everything is right here in front of you. So I did my research. Japan is real cool, like regarding uh just how it look out there, first of all. So I like how it look out there. The fan base is amazing, real respectful, like real cool. So I feel like it's not gonna be a problem at all.
So when you go there, obviously you're going to go a bit ahead of time of the fight. You're going to do things like acclimate to the time change, which is dramatic from the East Coast of the United States. You're going to deal with the climate. You're going to deal with whatever the food situation is. Have you discussed with the team about the types of things you're going to do to make sure that there's no issues with that stuff?
Yeah, we are taking precautions regarding that. Of course, I don't want to say too much, but we are taking precautions. The main thing is food and time. So with the time thing, we're going out 2 weeks early just to make sure, I get accustomed to everything and also have the time to see what we finna be eating because, of course, different culture, different things out there.
So the other thing I'm interested to, you're going to go to a place like Japan, which has so much obviously great boxing culture, but just great culture in general. Is there any part of this that's fun and games either beforehand or after, or is this strictly business all the way through?
Not this one. For the most part, if I'm going out for a fight, training camp, sparring, anything like that, it's strictly business. To be real, I only had one real deal vacation, which was after my last fight. But besides that, whenever I go out, I'm on a mission to go do something. Right now, my mission is Jin Sasaki.
So when you fight him, you are still the youngest world champion among men boxers in the world at age 24. He's 23. If he happens to score the upset and win this fight, he'll become the youngest of the active men world champions in boxing. He's known as a powerful puncher. He has been on some of the ESPN Plus undercards, so American fans, if they tune into those events, have gotten a chance to see him. Fought on an in-away undercard, for example. What do you know about Jin Sasaki, and what is your scouting report in terms of how you prepare for him tell you?
I prepare for him just like I prepare for anybody else. I train hard in general. I feel like if you yourself are a perfect fighter, you don't have to worry about anybody else. As long as you check that man in the mirror every single day. Are you pushing yourself? Are you working on what you're supposed to work on? Working on your weaknesses at all time. This done third. Just keep checking everything off. If I have the perfect jab, perfect stamina, perfect power, perfect timing, literally perfect everything, I can fight on the inside, fight on the outside, counter punch. Why am I worried about what the next man can do? So the main thing is just focus on me, what I got going on. I know Jen is a very, very tough competitor, and he coming to bring it everything he got. He got the fans behind, he got the city behind him. It's just not enough. That's all.
Before you took this fight with Sasaki, there was a lot of conversation that they were going to revisit, your team as well as Matchroom about the Jaron Ennis fight, which has been talked about quite a bit, was discussed before your last fight. Um, Eddie Hearn is out there talking to the various media, YouTube channels, etc., talking about how they've made an offer or they're interested to try to do the fight later this year, but that you and your team were like, look, we're interested, but we're not going to get involved with that before we make this title defense. We're not going to break your concentration, disrespect to your opponent, that sort of thing. What's your take on the situation with the potential of this unification with Ennis at some point soon?
First thing first, I just want to say that they did not say anything before this fight was announced. So I believe they probably said something about 2 weeks ago. This fight been announced a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So or probably just last week. I don't know when he said something, but it was very, very recent. So he knew for a fact I had this fight going on. That little time period after my fight, we literally heard nothing. So I won't even try to say that he was trying to make the fight happen just that quick. He waited for this fight to get announced, for this fight to happen. And me knowing my mind is set on this fight to try to come in and budge his way in. So he just trying to force our hand, fear of missing out. You can only sign a contract right now before the next fight. Why? I can't get my fight over with, then we come back to talking, come back to the table like they like to say. So um I'm not going for anything that he got going on.
Right, and it's not like your fight is 6 months from now. It's coming up soon.
Exactly.
It's wouldn't be that.
Literally next month.
And I wonder also if you even think about this sort of thing. Like, not only are they discussing and saying in the public about how they were trying to supposedly make Ennis against you in a unification, but there also is no secret that they're out there trying to make Jerron Boots Ennis in a fight against Teofimo Lopez. So it's not even like you're the only target. I don't know how either one of you would take that when even if you say yes, you won't even necessarily get the fight.
Now you tell me, are they real deal trying to make the fight happen? On one day they saying that he sent me an offer, but I can only sign it before I even had my next fight that I've been in contract for. And then literally a day later, we find out the entire time they was in negotiations with Tio. So it's just
Mhm.
like, you knew for a fact who wasn't finna sign that contract before my next fight. You knew that for a fact. So now Eddie's just trying to, once again, just flip the whole script. Boogeyman, duck. I'm not going for it. I'm a grown man. I like throwing hands, and I'm down to step in the ring with anybody.
So in other words, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but go to Japan, take care of your business, and when that's done with, you and your team can get cracking on the next one. If it's Ennis, great, and if it's somebody else, cool.
Cool.
Okay, that's good enough. I'm interested also because your division has got, besides yourself and well the conversation about Ennis and everything else. There's been a lot of recent news about the WBC champion Mario Barrios. He is going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao, who is going to end a 4-year retirement to challenge for that title. He's one of the all-time greats, although he's now 46 years old. Uh, I'm wondering, if, and we just mentioned how you yourself at age 23, 24 rather, youngest champion in boxing. What do you think about when you see a living legend like a Manny Pacquiao decide to end a retirement at 46 to come back and fight for a world championship in your weight class?
Man, I want to see what else he can do. And this legendary career that he have had, we've seen he is still the only one to ever beat Keith Thurman. Um, Mr. One Time, the man that was beating everybody. He was the man at welterweight at one point. Then old man Pacquiao, even at that time, I think he was probably like 42, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
was actually, when they fought, he was 40. And when he
Oh,
beat Keith
40.
Thurman, he set the record for
Yeah.
the oldest fighter in boxing history to win a welterweight world title.
So I just want to see what else can Manny Pacquiao do.
Does a fight with the winner interest you at some point? Whether it's Barrios, obviously closer to your age, or even if it was a Manny Pacquiao, a living legend.
I mean, I want the WBC belt in general. Like that's the main belt I want. We all know all the greats had the WBC. Everybody say that's the one to get. I want to be a part of legends. I want that belt as well. If Manny Pacquiao wins it, that just make it even better because now I got the legend and his whole resume also a part of me as well.
Do you look around at the rest of the weight class and sort of check out the landscape and think about the other possibilities? There's been some fights taking place. Obviously, Ennis unified not that long ago when he beat Stanionis, who still seems to be a reputable fighter, could certainly match up with you. There's Devin Haney that's in the weight class, even though he's not coming off the greatest performance. There's Ryan Garcia, who lost to Rolly Romero, who won a secondary title. When you hear all those names, are there guys there that interest you also down the road?
All these guys will fall. Every last one of them. They all just stepped into my division. It's only so many of us. If y'all not gonna fight each other, I know for a fact I'm down to fight each and every last one of y'all. So they all will fall in due time.
So the question now is, as you go to Japan to fight Sasaki, uh, like I said earlier, you scored the knockout. You basically made Cuevas quit. I know you have your plans to win the fight, but is there going to be another one of those kind of devastating performances against Sasaki?
I mean, I ain't trying to this hard for nothing. He not coming the way he coming for nothing. It sound like it's gonna be entertainment and action over here. Sound like it's gonna be a whole lot of bloodshed.
You think it's going to be that kind of fight? It's just a rugged slugfest.
I ain't gonna say rugged because I don't like getting hit. Like even with the Santillon fight, we was on the inside working. It was a lot of blood coming from him,
I
not
say
I.
it wasn't
So
wasn't from you. It wasn't from you.
yeah. So I can go to war, but I can still be smooth in that thing too. I look at the fighters like James Tony as well. He'll make you miss right there in your face. So I ain't gonna say rugged, but it will be a war.
Brian, I wish you good luck in that fight. I appreciate you doing this and safe travels to Japan.
I appreciate you, boss man.